Hey YouTubers, it is December the 4th, 2025. I hope everybody gained a bunch of weight for Thanksgiving. I get the pleasure of doing a video for Melissa in Tennessee. And, excuse me, Melissa has decided to go with the Suzuki carry and a dump. Now, this is a really good deal in this dump. This dump has differential lock and AC. So, it also has 35,000 miles. So, it is lower miles as well. And this truck here has more room getting in and out. And the displacement, see this wheel here is in the front of you when you drive now. So it is a difference here, and it does have a hood that pops up. Let me show you. Show Melissa all about this truck. The key to this video here is to make Melissa feel like she is here in person, and to show that we don't put lipstick on a pig, not to hide nothing. Now, am I perfect? By no means, but I'm going to do this to the best of my ability. And I do see a dent there in the bottom here, and you can see that plastic where they've probably pulled up to maybe a curb, maybe a stump, maybe even tying it down when it got here and it bumped that cross member there. Did it hurt nothing? Not at all. Now, this truck, around all the seams and stuff, is in great shape. All right, here is your windshield wiper reservoir. Here's your windshield wiper motor. Super easy to get in and out. Here is your high and low for your AC. Here is your antifreeze coolant here, your overflow. Look how beautiful and clean that is. Here is your jack. Look at that, 0.7 ton. Here is your brake fluid. So, let's see here. Look how clear the headlights are on this unit. Now, you could put armor on stuff if you really want to spruce it up. Now, these are workhorses, and this is what I would call a work grade truck. I do see a little pebble pack there, and a pebble pack there. Now the roof, I see a pebble pack here, and I do see some splashes of touch-up paint, and I see some tape there on the windshield, on the antenna there. So, a prime example, what they did is they left the antenna out and backed up. That happens a lot. That's what happens when you leave the antenna out. And I see one pink dent here on the roof. Clear vent shades there. And like I was telling Melissa, I always try to do a walk around and tell people about the truck, be just brutal honest with them. And I said, hey, now this has some touch-up spray bombs on it. Now, to be honest, the pebble pack probably looked better than the Japanese touch-up job, but they're looking at it as the aesthetics of rust. So, they're touching up every time it gets a little peck anywhere. And you can see the touch-up there on the truck. This thing here is going crazy. Sorry about that. And let me show you here, Melissa, this touch-up here. And now it's not dented and dinged up at all. We see this dent back here in the back of the cab, but look at that door now. Very good looking. And the rubbers and stuff, they're not chalked out or nothing. Vent shade is clear. Now look at this seat here. The seat here has a massive seat tear. And we talked about that and said, you know, you can put a seat cover or get that recovered. The main thing was rust. Okay. Now, See in here, in the jam here. And you can see where they've touched up, where you drag your feet in and out. I can see that clearly. I do not see no rust. And I'm going to go ahead, well, let me look at the side of this bed here. I see touch up there. I see a little touch up there. Now I'm going to raise the bed up. And I'm thankful we got a good deal in this truck, and Melissa is getting a deal. So we're able to pass the deal on. Now, let's look here. Oh, there goes the mini truck. At the cross members and everything in the bed. Everything looks great. And you can see here, this is black touch-up paint there. Look here at the bed and the frame. We're going to look at the bed and the frame here, and you can see the bottom of this bed here probably had a mat in it, and from sliding stuff in and out. And a lot of times that mat, if they don't keep it clean, it'll sit on top of those ridges and just wear them down. You could put a mat in there. Melissa, you could put a spray-in bed liner. Good looking spare tire. Look at all these wheels. They do have the factory waterborne paint dot on them. This one's here. Good looking wheel. This one's down there. This one is there. I'm not sure if I'm getting it where you can see it or not. And this one is here as well. I was double checking. That is a factory instructions there. Spare tire. Look at the inside of the frame railing there. Check it out. And you've got surface rust at these welds. Very, very common. Look at the bed from this angle. And let's see here, the back of the cab there. You can see where they've tied down stuff. Okay, I've got the bed sitting up here. Eye level. See some scuffs, dents, and scratches. And you can see the touch up there. Now, this thing has been used by all means. But has it come from an area that is very salty, rusty? No. Has it been abused? No. Those cross members are not bent. The frame's not bent. The structural part of it's not. The leaf springs there is looking good. The boot at the leaf springs is great. The differential lock down there is great, and it does work. And we'll do that in a little bit. But let this bed down. The cylinder is not leaking or does not have no seals, no blow-by seeping out of it, which is great. There's a lot of things you can look for. And you can look at stuff like this. Look at that striker there and those pedals. Just all kinds of different things you can look at and see. And let's see how quick this bed goes up here. Good. Flawless. Do you need a dump? 9 out of 10 people is not going to use a dump. Now, Melissa is going to use a dump. So, she's going to get a dump. And, see some touch up here. And you see the dent here. And let's look at the bottom of the bed there. That's just the surface rust there. I'm trying to check out the ridges. You can see a little bit of an infraction there in the bed. Not bad at all. And you can see some touch up in the bed as well. Okay. Good looking. I do see a spot of weld there at some point. That is how the side rails go up. And You do it like that, and this side rails and tailgate does go up and down. Good looking exhaust, not rusted out. And funny thing, this is where your license plate goes, Melissa. And this light here has a split there. That is your backup light. You'll probably want to put you an LED on the back of the cab, something where you can actually see if you're going to use those. And I see some outward ping dents here in the tailgate there. And you can see that weld there as well. So the side here, we have a few dents here and some touch-up paint here, Melissa, and new tires. And the frame, and the way Suzuki did this and put that, it is sort of like a rust barrier and a sound barrier in the aspect of it. They did a great job on that. They really did. Dent here as well. Same as the other side now. I see two small pebble peck dents there and some touch-up there, a little touch-up spot there. Which all this is not really that bad noticeable, but I'm getting up close and personal and showing you, Melissa, that just like here, this little touch-up paint here, can you see it from 5 feet away? Absolutely not. But we don't want no surprises, and that's how we do it here. Now, I'm laying here on the ground showing you this rocker. It has a crease dent there. Absolutely no rust at all. So, look in here. Let's pull this mat up. And good looking under the mat here as well. That is the factory mat in here. And this Suzuki here has 4 high and 4 low. So, runs very good, very quiet. I'll even pop the seat up here and show you. You flip this up. Okay. And here is the motor. That yellow circle there is the dipstick where you check your oil. Here's where you check your air filter. And listen to it. How good it sounds. Very good. Now, let me put this back. These clamps here. It's got 2 clamps there. And now, the fun part. The test drive. So, we're going to, I'm going to get this out of the way here to begin with. And this is a 5-speed. Here is your heat, which it is very cold. And here is your AC. And it is, I think it's about 36 degrees here. That AC, I'm not going to be able to tell you how well it's working. Just going to be honest with you, Melissa, because it feels cold anyway. So, anyway, a little fun. But the compressor won't come on when it's so cold. So, let's do a test drive. Okay, here is first gear. So first to second to third. Very peppy and sounds great as well. We are up to 80 kilometers. Now we're going into 5th gear. And this thing handles great. It is smooth. All the synchronizers and everything is great, and it handles good, tight. There's no play, no pulling. We're back up to 60, plenty of power here, and the heat is great. Windshield wipers, which they're new anyway. Turn signals. They all have to pass. All the lights have to work to get state inspected. And we're going to also try the diff lock out. Now, Melissa, like we talked earlier, are you ever probably going to need it? Maybe once, or if you let somebody else get in it or something, but it's just a nice feature to have in case you ever needed it. And when you would need that point is when possibly you get two wheels off the ground and it's the two wheels that are pulling, or if you bottom out. Now you can use that feature. I have used it, but if you learn the truck too, the aspect of it, you really don't need it. Now we are in first gear and we're spinning. Now we're going to just lock the differential in like that, and we're going to see if it'll pull out of here in two-wheel drive. I feel both tires pulling, and it did. It come right out of here in two-wheel drive, and it spun both back tires. Now let's go over here and try the four-wheel drive out. Let's see here. I was going to open the door and try to show you, but you can't see it, but there is a good ditch here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just pull off in it. Whoops, I hit the horn. So, I got the emergency brake up in neutral, and this is going to be a great place to try out the diff lock. That tire there is off the ground. It is completely off the ground. Now we are going to put it in four-wheel drive and back out of that. So here is your 4 high and 4 low, and you have to push this button to go in, and you have to pull this up. So, and you got to pull it. That is four-wheel drive. See the light come on? Now that other light there is your emergency brake, and then this other light here is your seatbelt light. So what we're going to do is then we got to mash this and pull it all the way up. So now we are in 4 low, and you do have to pull that up, put some muscle in it. Okay, let's put it in reverse now. Take the diff lock out. Well, it's going to come out here without the diff lock. I was hoping that would be a good spot, but the four-wheel drive works phenomenal, and these have a 4 high and a 4 low. That is a great gear, definitely when it comes to dump and hauling a lot of load. So if that 4 low, you could back down into that creek bank there and come out and not strain your truck a great plenty. So now let's push this down back to two-wheel drive, and see the light has come off. The heat is phenomenal in here. I am cutting it off. I've been out in the cold all day. Now I'm going to show Melissa how this truck turns. All right, here is one finger and one finger. Okay, this new design does turn easier than the old design, and it is very easy to get confused thinking it has power steering, because it does turn easy. I need to let that bed on down, but see, the displacement of that wheel there is in front of you, so it turns very easy, and it's very lightweight. So now we're going to go back up the hill. We're going to put the truck in a bind. I'm going to get on it pretty good to show you that the truck don't have no problems. That's first, second, third. Actually, I went to 5th. So I skipped 2 gears. That's even better. But we're going to get this thing in a bind going up this hill here. We're gaining speed here, and the ideal to this thing is to and I'll turn the AC button on. I do hear the compressor coming in, but it is cold outside, so you cannot tell how well it works or nothing in that aspect of it. But when we sell trucks, you know, we don't work on the AC mechanism anyway. Now the compressor is, and we're in fifth, and we're down to 24 kilometers, fifth gear. The AC button is depressed, and we are putting the truck in a bind, going up a brutal hill, and it is picking up speed. So this does pass our test easy. Fifth gear, and you just lug it out. That shows you the clutch is not slipping. That shows you there's no problem with like the fuel pump or spark plugs or spark or combustion, cause if it's not fully functioning, it will not pull that hill in a load and do it and gain speed either. So this one goes above and beyond for sure. It really does. I'm gonna do one more quick walk around of the truck here. So let's put it back in neutral and turn it off there. Make sure I did not miss anything. Look at the dash here and how it looks. The bottom of the bed here. I'm gonna lift the bed up and then just do a quick walk around. Try to catch it. Oh, this thing has two handles in here. That is pretty nice. So the bed is up, and this, I missed this. This is the factory instructions in Japan. That comes off pretty quick when you rub your elbow against that, and you'll figure that out as well. But that is really good all-terrain tires there. That is the Yokohama Geolanders. Those are brand new as well. Those grip very well. And let's check it out one more time. And you can see the touch up there and the dent there at the bottom that I zoomed in earlier. And the frame here. Ooh, look at that mud. That shows that tire does good. And the exhaust here, not rusted out. And the motor, it just sounds great. So I'm happy to do this video for you, Melissa. I really do appreciate your business. And if you send anybody else, you will get a $100 referral. And it does work. Word of mouth is the best thing. And thank you very much. If you have any questions, give me a call. You have my number. It is 336-970-3885. Any questions at all. Thank you very much.